Figure Report here, New York Comic Con with Juhn. Thank you so much, man, for making some time to show us all the new products that you guys got.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Good, good. Yeah. I just got in, so. Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, cool.
So let's take a look first at the Scooby Doo stuff. This is so cool. Can you talk a little bit about Scooby Doo?
Yeah, so we debuted this at San Diego Comic Con a couple of months ago. So we had the first 3 figures on display. So for New York, we kind of wanted to show some newness. So we added Scooby Doo himself. He's part of Wave 2. We also have 2 other monsters in Wave 2, but we're not showing it at Comic-Con right now. We'll show it at a later time. So Scooby is awesome. The scale is awesome. He's a Great Dane, so he's like a big character, and he's going to be fully articulated, and he's going to have 2 really cool expressions. And then for the existing monsters, for the Creeper, we decided to show the unmasked head. So each monster in this line will have an unmasked head, and the designs are also very cool. So I think it came out fun, and he has like the stretched out
the
mask, and like all the cast members will be able to grip it, so it looks like it's pulling it off his head.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then another new thing we're showing is the packaging. So what you're seeing now is a pre-production sample. So we're actually really close with wrapping up Wave 1. It should be shipping around next April.
Okay.
And with packaging, we always try to do something like cool and fun. So this one, the concept is kind of like a haunted forest, and the characters are emerging from like the fog. So the front acetate has like a fog graphic on it.
Is each wave going to have their own distinct packaging? Is that the idea?
No. I think it's going to be the same, at least for the time being. Okay. And then we'll see if there's like deluxes or specials in the future where we can plus it up even more.
What's the price point for
these are going to be $25.
$25.
Yeah.
Same sort of retail release?
So these will not be at Walmart and Target, but it'll be at all your specialty channels, Entertainment Nerd, Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, and other specialty collector channels. Yeah.
I mean, this is so cool. That mummy with like the actual butterfly joints. It feels like you guys have not, even like with something like Scooby Doo, you're still being conscious of going all out with articulation and the colors and paints, everything. It's really nice to see.
And what's cool about the mummy is because the design, he has a bunch of wraps. Like a lot of the articulation is actually hidden. So he has upper thigh swivel, he has a boot cut, but you actually can't tell from the wraps because it's completely camouflaged. So the boot cut shape isn't like a straight line. It's curved to follow the shape of the bandage.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
Really cool. I love that mummy. So how many figures per wave? Is it 3?
3, yeah. So it's going to be 1 cast member and 2 monsters. So
I imagine Scooby Doo might be in Wave 2?
Yeah, so he's going to be the cast member for Wave 2. And stay tuned for later. We'll reveal the 2 monsters that's coming with him.
Juhn. All right, speaking of Juhn, these are so cool. We've seen Tony the Tiger. We are very familiar with Chester. And then you are revealing Flintstones. These are they're adorable and they're awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about the Flintstones?
Yeah, so this is cool. The way it came together is awesome because it's a dual license. It's Warner Brothers and Post Serial. So the fact that both parties were able to approve the idea, we were super excited about it. So what's cool about this is the 2 Flintstones characters will come with specific accessories that accompany the Post Serial aspect of it. So they come with the cereal box, they come with a bowl of cereal and a spoon. But it also comes with alternate head expressions and accessories.
Okay.
So it can also be a standalone Flintstones character if you use the different accessory parts.
That is so great. And is it just for the cereal for Post? Is it going to be more Flintstone characters or just sort of cereal themed?
We'll see. We'll see in the future. Yeah.
And that's kind of my other question, going to like classic cartoon characters. Is there sort of no limit to what you can possibly do or like properties you can reach out to?
Yeah, I mean, we can reach out to whoever, but I think it's just going to be a matter of timing and whether we get the approval for it.
Yeah.
So I think like like this whole section we've been showing is all more like Toon style figures.
Yeah.
So I think like gradually and naturally over time, like some things will come together. Like this is kind of like a Hanna-Barbera like thing, but it wasn't planned that way. So I think just gradually over time, as we develop more lines within this style, like those kind of things those opportunities will fall in our lap in the future.
Are there more aspirations to do more Hanna-Barbera stuff?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah. So for sure, the food mascots is a line that we're going to continue.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to be at Target starting next April.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to have more coming to keep that assortment fresh at Target. Yeah.
I mean, I love Hanna-Barbera. I like Space Ghost characters. I know you mentioned you have you like those as well. I mean, hopefully, I feel like a lot of this stuff, when we get to Capcom, is sort of passion project kind of things too, right?
Sure.
All right, well, moving on. This is, without a doubt, I love Street Fighter, but Mega Man, I grew up playing Mega Man. Just personally, I've been addicted. I would even, just for fun, I would make my own maps.
Oh, nice.
On sheets. I would be like, what's a cool
yeah.
stage to do? So just to see this come to life, I'm blown away, man. Tell us a little bit. You have Wave 2 coming out right now. That's starting to ship soon?
Yeah. So Wave 2 has shipped already. So it's just a matter of when it'll arrive to U.S. shores.
Yeah.
So that's really close. So it should be in people's hands shortly within this year. Wave 2 is cool. I mean, if you think about it from like a design standpoint, it is pretty basic. You have the Mega Man base body. You have a variant of that. You have Cutman and you have Electman. But just the personalities of the characters and the little like touches and accessories, I really feel like Wave 2 characters are much more fun in hand than Wave 1 was. So I'm super excited about that.
What's the difference between Wave 1 and 2 in terms of quality and things like that?
So it is from a different factory. So we've been trying to improve on that front, even with our Street Fighter line. So I would say the overall fit and finish is much cleaner as far as like deco. And also the articulation and construction should be much more consistent across the production.
You had mentioned, I think, a while back that there was sort of a cautiousness when it came to Mega Man to see how people were really going to receive it, to see if you continue it. Where are you now in terms of
So we're a little bit more positive about the line overall. And it is a line that we have committed to. You know, we have certain lines where we just like maybe do one figure and move on, or it's a one-off. But so far, and even into the near future, it's going to be a line that we continue to develop. So, by next year, you might see more Mega Man characters in people's hands and also like revealing.
Yeah, these are so cool. Snake Man, excellent choice. That's like
he's awesome.
Such a perfect one to make this toy. Same thing with Proto Man. It looked really good. Do you have a favorite Mega Man game?
So I grew up with 1 and 2, and I had the first one on Game Boy.
Yeah.
I played some of the later ones. I know X is really popular. I didn't play it that much, but I do know that there's an appetite for that. So who knows? Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Like you mentioned, Trombone would be a cool one. Would that be Mega Man Legends or MVC?
Well, for sure. Like for me personally, MVC characters across the whole Capcom portfolio is definitely something that I would like to explore. So we'll see about that.
And how has Capcom been in terms of, you've been working with it now for about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
What's been their sort of reaction or reception to how?
They're super excited. So we kind of got in with them prior to like the Street Fighter like boom that happened in the past year. So we actually got in early enough to where we had kind of like a head start. And like we've shown our commitment in the past couple of years. If you look at our Mega Man and Street Fighter lines, like the line's super expansive. We've invested a lot of development and tooling into both these lines, and they're performing well. So they're actually really happy with us. So that helps when we want to ask for other properties within their catalog. It makes that process much smoother, and they're on board with most of the things we want to do in the future. So it's awesome.
And so now you have maybe more accessibility to other Capcom properties.
For sure.
Is there anything in the works that obviously you probably can't talk about, but something that might be pending?
Well, so for sure, we are working on things because, like, you know, like
outside of Street Fighter and Mega Man?
Maybe. Yeah. We'll see.
That's a confirmed maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. We'll go more into that one.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's lots of stuff you'd love to work on in terms of Capcom.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's almost too much. It's like there's not enough time to get to everything, I feel like. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing because that means we'll never run out of things to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. If you were to do Resident Evil, just, hypothetical, which kind of version would you do?
Well, I would say classic. I think in general, I always gravitate towards classic just because, like, designs in general are more simplistic.
Yeah.
And it works better as an action figure because it has more defined, like more colorful, defined color breaks, less hindering in motion.
Right.
So, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Jill Valentine from MDC 2, which is based on the version from the first Resident Evil game.
Right.
So that would be like the launch point if that was something we were to do.
If that was something.
Yeah.
Big if.
Yeah.
Big if. Big maybe. That's cool. I think a lot of people are excited just to see the potential of where that Capcom relationship can go because you guys have done such a bang-up job in just a short amount of time. Which is amazing. I also like, speaking of like these kind of figures, 6-inch figures, we'll get to Cyberpunk and Street Fighter. When was that point in terms of deciding when you would make that move to doing 6-inch figures and these properties?
Well, I mean, for me personally, like it's been like basically like most of my like toy design career, but it's just a matter of like opportunity and having the experience to even do it. So like it took a long time. I think when it started getting really serious was probably like 2018, 2019. Like it was before COVID.
Right.
So we got like the Universal Monsters license before COVID, and then COVID hit. So all that development was done at home.
Right.
So the accessibility with our partners in China was very difficult, but we kind of made it happen. So yeah, it's been a long personal thing I've wanted to do. Street Fighter has always been like my personal like dream license to do action figures.
Right.
So yeah, it just all kind of came together, like luck and timing always,
Outside of Capcom, any like other fighting game properties? You mentioned Street Fighter, but like King of Fighters, Tekken, anything like that?
I think like SNK's a really cool property too because there is crossover. I know a lot of people want Mortal Kombat. I want it too. It's not.
I feel like they ask you every day. Is Mortal Kombat happening?
Yeah. So like usually like a company shouldn't say yes or no, but just to manage people's expectations, like it's not something that's on the table for now. So yeah.
Okay. That's fair, but it's also like it's a possibility, but nothing really confirmed.
Honestly, I don't even know if it's a possibility today, but things might change. But the thing about Mortal Kombat is it is an evergreen property.
Yeah.
Whether we do it today, 2, 3, 5 years from now, it's not going to change the impact of it.
You're right.
Yeah, and like, beyond that, like I personally would like to do or have the license for Nintendo. Also probably difficult. So a lot of wish list things that I want to do is very difficult to acquire.
I feel like you're making your way up there. I mean, I'm sure at some point you thought Capcom, like there's no way we could Street Fighter, right?
Yeah. We just got lucky somehow.
You got lucky. I mean, also like with the Capcom Fighting Collection, no one thought Marvel and Capcom would get back together and do it again,
Yeah, and what's cool for me as a collector, I'm excited because there's a lot of, characters from the Marvel side coming out. So it's like, as a collector, you have, a robust Capcom line going and a robust Marvel line going, and the crossover is there. So it's awesome.
Maybe like a Hasbro X Jada crossover, let's keep it going.
You never know.
All right, speaking of video game, Cyberpunk, It's also based off the anime. These are looking really cool. These are first wave should be coming out soon, right?
Yeah. So first wave is shipping now. So it's in production and shipping now. So it should be very soon. So we've showed off Wave 1 last year. So every new convention, we want to show off a new look. So I think this is the first time we showed off Lucy's accessories. She has wires coming out of her arms, and they're bendable. So she can shoot her wires out of her arms.
Price point on these? Is there a price point here?
Yeah, so Lucy's going to be $30 and David's going to be $45.
I mean, for what you get and the cloth goods on these, they look wired too, and like on here, like the wires coming out of her arms. I mean, these are really. I feel like you're impressed by these too.
I mean, it was an ambitious project for us.
Yeah.
So it's the first time we're doing true soft goods. So there was a huge learning curve. But also, because we did it, in the future, if we do more soft goods figures, we have a better understanding and we can execute it better in the future.
Yeah. All right, these look really great. Excited for these. Here they are in packaging.
These are pre-production samples in package. So this is basically 90% of what is going to be shipping to customers.
Yeah. Cool. Look really cool. Again, the Dio. Awesome Dio over there.
Yeah, and then for Cyberpunk, pre-orders should be going up after New York Comic Con, so maybe in the next couple weeks.
Oh, great.
Pre-orders should be going up.
Your specialty retailer sort of deal?
So it's going to be mostly driven by Big Bad and Entertainment Earth, but then eventually like Amazon and your other specialty retailers will have them. No mass for now.
All right, now to the main course. Everyone's favorite, Street Fighter 2. You got the whole gang here, man.
Yeah.
That's insane. Is this like blowing your mind when you see these in real life?
Yeah, it's cool because like on paper it's one thing, but when it's in front of you, like in person, it's a completely different feeling. It's just cool to look at. Like the character designs. I mean, Capcom's always had one of the best character designs in games. So to see them all together in plastic form is awesome. It's exciting every time.
It's so exciting. Toy Migo just posted their Wave 3 review. Shout out to them. They were showing DJ and Cammy, which look excellent. Seeing them right here. Guile as well. Looks amazing.
Yeah.
These are already starting to ship out soon, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Wave 3 is shipping. It should be hitting Target any day now. So very, very soon.
That is cool. Seeing Akuma up close and personal.
Yeah.
Doesn't have his back to us, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, so we don't have new character reveals in Street Fighter, but we at least wanted to give new looks.
Yeah.
So new like perspectives on what's coming out. So yeah, Akuma, we wanted to show the front, show what he looks like. It's an all new body. It's a much beefier body, and it's going to have more improved articulation schemes compared to Ken and Ryu.
What are some new things that's going to happen?
We're trying out a new butterfly joint system to where the arms can get in front of them better while wearing the gi. I know that was something we struggled with a bit with the original figures, where it was a bit challenging to get it closer together. Mm-hmm. And then some small little refinements here and there with like the wristbands being a separate piece. So when you articulate the wrist, it's less gappy. And then also like the belt tassels being articulated, whereas before it was fixed. So yeah, just like naturally over time, as we develop figures, we can incorporate little improvements here and there. So in the long run, you get much better quality.
Very cool. Is he going to be single release, deluxe release?
Probably all of the above at some point. So yeah, we do want to have a single release that's retail friendly, but we also want to do plus up versions because he has a lot of accessories. He has multiple different fireballs. He has a different gi with deco on the back.
Right.
So for him, because the figure is tooled, we can release them in every iteration to capture every aspect of the character in game.
But he won't be part of a wave. He'll be sort of a single release.
He'll be assorted into Target at some point.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are these? I mean, we'll see if you give me an answer. Are these all the Street Fighter 2 reveal? Just everything?
Yeah. So I mean, this is the full cast, and then as far as like deluxe figures, player twos, we have a bunch of those in the pipeline also.
Cool.
But those are the same characters with different looks. But as far as unique characters, this is the whole cast.
Amazing.
Yeah, so some other things that are different from the San Diego display is, for example, Blanca. This is a newer version of Blanca. So this is from the tool, whereas the version we had at San Diego was still a prototype.
Okay.
So, we're still revising it, but this is very close to the final.
I feel like you focused on the sculpt of the head too and the hair. It feels like you kind of went back and re-engineered that one.
Yeah, and the articulation on this one's awesome. Once people have him in hand, it's awesome because he's a big, bulky character, but he can move like Spider-Man, and that was the goal. So I'm excited for people to get it in hand and really, experience what we've been working so hard to achieve.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're almost at. I mean, not yet at the finish line, but it's in sight at this point now, which is really amazing to see. Deluxe figure, right? He's a deluxe $30 figure.
Yeah, and then another deluxe, which is new compared to San Diego, is Sagat. So the Sagat version you're seeing now is also off the tool. This one's very close. So him and Blanca are on track to be hitting target sometime in April of next year.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're super close.
These are really exciting. April of next year, huh?
Yeah.
And you worked on, I think you feel like you sculpted a few things there too, right? Or maybe the head is a little bit different?
So this is the alternate head. I think prior we showcased it without the teeth gritting. It was more like the neutral expression.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's some revisions in the sculpt itself. We have some added articulation and some of the colors we tweaked. So for his shorts, we're gonna go with a more metallic sheen to look like kickboxing shorts as opposed to standard matte finish across our other figures.
Yeah, these look so incredible, man. So in wave 4 will be Blanca,
Sagat, and Vega.
Vega, I mean, I'm so impressed with that Vega. That thing looks cool. Which of these are still pre-production samples? I imagine Zangief might be still pre-production.
No, so Zangief, E Honda, Balrog, and T-Hawk are all prototypes.
Okay.
It's the first prototypes. So what you see now compared to the final product will be vastly different.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at our first reveal prototypes of our other figures compared to the final product, you see a lot of changes and improvements.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing now isn't the final look, it's just the beginning actually.
So cool. Cool, that's good to know. I mean, they already look like they're on their way up, so they look great. And T-Hawk, it's so good, man. I still remember my Soda T-Hawk and be like, how do they do this?
Yeah.
Like, you guys are taking it to a whole other level.
Yeah, so in this display, we have him standing straight up, and you could see that he's even towering over Sagat. So the scale on him is awesome.
That is insane. I had a question about, so you guys have, obviously done so much with Street Fighter already. Storm just announced a 6-inch line of their Arena series. Do you feel like that is sort of in direct sort of response to what you guys have done, just to see how much success you've had with Street Fighter?
I mean, it's hard to say, but it wouldn't be surprising if you thought about it that way, because it seems very much like that.
Yeah.
But they've also been in the game a really long time, so who knows? It might be a coincidence. It might be a direct response. We'll never know.
It's an interesting timing, you know?
Yeah, it is. Competition is great for consumers.
Yeah.
For manufacturers, it's more challenging. So I'm on both sides of the fence because I also collect Storm.
Right.
So for me, it's a matter of, we don't want to be reactive because like I mentioned earlier, we're working on things in the future already.
Yeah.
So we already have plans beyond what you're seeing here that are already in the works.
Okay.
So we're just going to continue doing that and not react to something that's going on. We just stick to what we're doing, and hopefully in the end it translates to something that works for us in the fans.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. I feel like people have responded to this, and just to see this in person is I mean, for me too, a dream come true.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see what else do you guys have planned.
Yeah.
They won't share yet.
Yeah.
But I feel like continuation of Street Fighter might be in the future.
Yeah,
possibly,
definitely.
so.
Yeah, and if this show works out for us, this is kind of like our first time here as an exhibitor, like a feeling out kind of thing. If it works out, we might come back every year too. So
please come back.
Okay.
I mean, I can't make it to San Diego, man.
Why not?
It's too far for me, dude. You work with a company. I'm one person. I don't have that kind of support system.
That's true. Yeah. So and I know a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans on the East Coast who haven't made it out to the West Coast and haven't seen a lot of these in person. So, it's also for the fans. I hope a lot of people come through. And even though nothing's new, just seeing it in person, I hope that's exciting enough for them. So, yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people after Comic-Con San Diego were like, Jada won. Whatever winning means to you, But it was just that sort of like, we did a really good job, I imagine, being proud of what you get to show. So I feel like that feeling is sort of similar here, man.
Yeah, just don't overhype us too much.
I think it's too late for that now, man. It's too late. You just gotta roll with it, dude.
Yeah, it was unintentional.
I'm sure it was, man. I'm sure it was. That's part of your marketing plan. Really quick. These are all custom-made dioramas, really awesome stuff. Is there any maybe plan to do dioramas?
I'm not sure yet. Just because like dioramas, from like a investment standpoint, is very high.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of large pieces, and tooling is expensive for larger pieces. So I'm not sure. There's so many things on our to-do list and wish list within 1/12 scale. So I don't think doing dioramas would take priority over some other things, whether it's potential new licenses, new characters. So we'll see. There's a lot of things going on. So we'll see. But for the immediate future, I would say no.
Okay. And no plans to do statues or anything figures, anything outside of 112?
We have a lot of other lines within our figures category. We do die-cast collectibles, smaller die-cast.
Yeah.
So those will be ongoing, and as a company, Jada isn't just an action figure company. So there's a lot of collectibles that we're working on, but within the 112 action figure world, specifically, we're going to invest more into this and not spread ourselves too thin, because then we might not be able to focus on certain things. So we're going to try to pace ourselves, but still come out with enough newness to keep the momentum and excitement going. So, yeah.
Juhn, thank you so much, man.
Thank
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Again, here at Jada Toys booth, New York Comic-Con, the most hyped and deservedly so company at Comic-Cons all around. Appreciate your time, man.
Thank you. All right.